Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, welcome to another episode of the Sidewalk Saint with your host, the Brother Phil. I have very important information, but let's do the leading up to it. So we're about to get weird, so hang on to your seats. So I keep saying the information I've been given or the thing that I've channeled. So I'm channeling these things, and they want you to know these things. From various channels, some of which even are like on YouTube, but then they channeled to me, or some information was gathered. Anyways, I'm just blabbing, so I'm going to get right to the point. The point is, let's start with, so you are in a cartwheel of reincarnation here, and you are welcome to believe that's not true, but this is what they're saying. So I'm going to repeat it and say it in a better format, not talking like, thus thouest and thyness to hear me roar, blah, blah, blah. They talk really weird. Like, it's like they're announcing their presence. Especially Ra and Osiris. And especially, actually, Thoth, who's actually was Hermes Trismegistus when he was here. But anyways, back to the point, to get on the road of figuring out what I'm talking about. So you're on this cartwheel of incarnation, right? And you can step outside of it now. So I want you to just step outside of the wheel of reincarnation. Don't get rid of it, because you're going to stay here a long time. We all signed up for this. We all want to be here. When you're up there, you're just like, yeah, I'm going to do whatever I can to help the people I love. You get to return to the same family structure every sixth person or even third person can be an original family member that passed returning. Like my grandma that just passed will be my son's great grandchildren. So that's apparently how it works. Don't hold me to it, because that's what they're saying. And no, I don't hear voices in my head. They show me pictures, or I just all of a sudden know something. So that's how that works. Anyways, yeah, so that's cool. They're going to come back. You don't got to worry. And when you're up there, you're just making the decisions to help all the people that you love. And when you're up there, you can actually do more there than you can here, which is ironic. And in fact, it's not necessarily a readily known thing, but the most existence you have is when you are in your light form. So what I'm saying is, this is just like a sidetrack. This is just a little tiny stop. Like, this is like a minute in the time frame of a not even a minute. This is like a second, a split second. Not even that. It's a millionth of a second. As for if you wanted to put time scales relating to humanity, and then have it be related to your I'll say cosmetic existence. I'm just going to use my word because I like using my words that aren't words. Anyways, I guess it's a word now because I said it. So anyways, let's move along to more closer to the point of what's going on. So there's a lot of things that we've been doing. We're coming around, and these same things have happened over and over. It's ingrained in your DNA now. Certain fears, certain worries, certain concerns, certain things, certain beliefs. It's all been really deeply ingrained. And the thing is, I got to tell you, if you're listening to this video, you are or were a shaman and are going to become one again, or at least you're going to awaken and be a pillar of light at the very least, which means you don't have to do anything. You just have to be happy, which is another great thing about what they tell me. It's just all about you having a great life and being happy and being peaceful. I was talking to my brother in the car last night, and important point I was going to say, some kids sitting in, sorry if the picture is blurry or crappy. It's actually looking way out into the water. I just wanted that. But, and we were discussing, because I was telling him about how, I'm just peaceful and happy, like, all the time, continuously. Like, I don't worry about anything anymore. I just completely have 100% stepped outside of the construct and or the box. And I'm like, I was figuring a lot of people have been doing this, and I hope they have. But he's saying that I'm just a lucky one. And I'm like, I don't think there's any luck to it, really, honestly. I think it's just a choice that you decide to be peaceful. Long story short, I'm just going to say that I hope a lot of people have a completely peaceful, happy life. When you feel that stress monster come, just, clear yourself and realign. It's really all about clearing and aligning yourself with what you might say, with whatever you want, with whatever happy life you're imagining that's coming, or the happy life that's already here, but you just don't know it yet. It's right around the corner. So yeah, go get your happy life. They want you to have a happy life. Isn't it ironic that that's what's required for this ascension to work on Earth? Wow. What a great deal. I'm totally into it. So, moving along now. He said that it's just not a common thing that people be as peaceful and as happy as I am. So, long story short, let's move forward in this process. Here we are now, and I'm going to tell you what they're going to say. The Council of 28, their message basically about this is you have it ingrained in your DNA that for ascension you need to die. That's pretty wild, huh? And pretty much every single human that hasn't deprogrammed this has it still programmed in them. And so actually a lot of people really want to ascend so bad and think they're suicidal, when in fact they just want to ascend. They're tired of being stuck in the mire, and they know there's something better here now, and they want to get to it any way possible. Well, you can tell your DNA to switch that off. There's an off switch for the having to die to ascend, and that's really how it was for a really long time, because the energy was so terrible. And I just want you to know the energy is no longer terrible. So moving on. Sorry, I won't lie. I'm eating soup while I'm talking. I don't want you to get cold. You know hot soup's the best, right? Always. So just a sec. All right. I am such a bad YouTuber. I apologize. But the message is amazing. So let's get back to the message. And so you need to reprogram your DNA. You need to say, I don't need to die to ascend. I can ascend here and now. And the fact that you're saying it or believing it or even mantra-ing it, I made another word, mantra-ing, or meditating it, brings it into being. It's just as simple as that. You don't need to die. I was talking to my mom. This was a really hard conversation, and she's really just, I think it's just because she doesn't have any purpose in her life. She's decided to not have purposes, even though she has 3 unbelievable grandchildren that are amazing, that would love to see her a lot, and or just families that need her to be around, but it's just too much for her, so she doesn't come around. But everything's cool. It's not like she's bad. She just doesn't come around. I think she says the kids are too much for her, but I just think it's something else. I don't really know what it is, though, so I can't say anything about it. But I'll tell you this much. She needs to find some kind of direction. I'm going to say that's a good thing, too. So having a purpose and no longer thinking that you need to pass to ascend. Those are 2 really big key things. You need to listen to what I'm saying, because it'll be ingrained in you and it'll force you into not even wanting to live. So how wild is that? So it's not so much that you're suicidal. It's more that you're ready for the new energy. You feel it and you're yearning for it. So that's what's happening. So try to understand that. So moving along, I think just let your DNA know, or just tell your soul or spirit, whatever way you want to do it, I want to stay here and I want to be ascended right now. And the thing they're going to tell you is you already are ascended. You just have to remember that you're ascended. So that's what you'll be doing. You'll be remembering that you're ascended. By the way, all the light forces, angelic kingdom, and everything on the other side of the veil, this time here on earth is called the time of remembrance. So you're remembering that you're enlightened. You're remembering that you're ascended. You're remembering that you already are beautiful and perfect. And you're remembering that this is one big show, which is an important thing for you to step outside of the box and be relaxed. Whatever's happening, you don't need to add anything to it. Just allow the thing to be there. If you're in pain, say, okay, I'm in pain, and accept the pain. And what you'll find is it'll turn into not pain. You'll just be like, what was I worried about? It doesn't even matter, does it? You'll remember. You're remembering. So yeah, that's a big deal. People on Earth, we don't need less people. That's an illusion. We needed more than this many people to help the planet ascend. And by the way, the ascension is completed and we succeeded. And we don't need less people. But I'm going to tell you this also. In the future, people are going to have bigger areas around them. People are just like a reflection of molecules, and molecules are a reflection of people. It's the macrocosm of the microcosm. So anyways, what I'm saying is this. When you squeeze molecules together, they heat up. And they don't get along. Okay? So that's what people do when they're squeezed into a small area. And or a lot of people rise to the occasion and become more enlightened. And they become more accepting of other people too. So that's good. That's a good training ground for you to have people around you and in your face. Because you're going to have to switch, or just it's going to break you down one time. But really the best thing overall for any bipedal species in the cosmos is to have your own space. So everyone could easily have an acre on Earth and maintain the environmental part of their acre and take care of their trees and land. And really, a good government would be having people tending to yards, not forcing people to do things. They got it all mixed up that they got to tell you how to do it. Just being helpful for people to keep their lots more environmental. And this is actually something that's starting to happen slowly. So how cool is that? That they're just going to, make things more environmental, let the rainwater be more natural and flow through, and things be less polluted and all that stuff. And so, yeah, don't be too terribly worried about garbage. Pollution's bad for sure. If they're putting toxic waste in the water, we got a fucking problem. Excuse my language. That's just like, oh my God, are you kidding me? That's the reason there's poison in fish and stuff like that. And people say not to eat too much of it because it's in the ocean. It's all the way in the Mariana Trench. It's science, baby. This already is a known thing. But anyways, to get back to it, and then if you want to go one step further with, letting your DNA know you just want to live and be happy and healthy and be here and be ascended now, and remember that you just already are ascended. To take it one step further, you don't have to break your contract, but it's up. But it's up to you to make a new contract. So make your new contract. I did all this stuff. That's why I'm where I'm at. My life is nuts. I mean, I'm crying tears of joy daily because it's so amazing. The money and the sex. Me and my wife are intimate again, and it's amazing, and I just feel good, and I see her more beautiful than ever because I'm connected in that way now that I can see that, and I can appreciate the feminine, and this stuff will just change you from the inside out. It's unreal. It'll change your whole marriage. Your kids will respect you more. People will respect you in a loving way instead of being afraid of you, which is way better. People fearing you is not good. Fear is the number one blockage. Fear and unworthiness are the number one blockages of your great life. They're the number one thing standing in the way of you being peaceful and happy every single day. Mark my words. That's for me. That's what I know, and that's what I've learned from channelings and experience, and also my self-mastery clients as well. And it's 100% effective getting rid of those things. So yeah, it's good to just do that. Go ahead, break your contract, write out a new one, but don't go into the details, the little details. You just need to put the goal at the end and then put the buying timing between now and then. and imagine that those 2 points meet. Because when you put those 2 points together, it's like it already happened, right? There is no path. There's just the divine timing. The divine timing is going to make it happen. You don't have to do nothing. That's the best part. You don't have to do anything. You can let the divine timing do everything. That's what's up. Can think about how great that is. You don't got to do anything. You just got to trust divine timing and trust the cosmos to love you. And you want to know something? It's going to do it. If you trust it, it will do it. It's inevitable. You can't go wrong. Just sit back and enjoy the amazing ride of divine timing and have your new contract and your new life, and remember to just be peaceful. How do you stay peaceful? You just remember whenever you feel that anxiety or stress monster or fear monster, and it'll try to reappear out of nowhere. There won't even be anything going on. You know what I'm talking about now, don't you? Every last person that's listening to this knows this. You just got to take a deep breath and just call to your higher self, call to God, call to the angels, call to Buddha, call to anyone you want. All religions accepted equally and loved. What could be greater than the search for your parents, for the search for love? Nothing could be better than that. Nothing's better than that. So just do that and just claim your right to be peaceful, make your new contracts, and have the best life you can have. Because that's really the only requirement, is to be wealthy and happy, or at least have everything you want at the very minimum, and feel good and stress-free. Because literally and utterly, your body is totally designed for that. That's why it hurts when you're not like that. So be happy, be peaceful, and use these tools that I've given you. Listen to the video again if you need to review what I've given you. But you don't need to die to ascend. You only have to remember that you are ascended. And you don't need to continue on this horrible contract. You can start the new one. The new, happy, super amazing life. Having your grandkids, or if you don't have kids, having a great life and enjoying yourself in nature and good friends. Because that's what's up. And that's what you deserve. So I hope this was all good for you. That's what they wanted me to tell you. That you don't got to die to ascend. You just got to remember that you are ascended. And we'll see you on the next one.